Flower growers Neville and Cheryl Dickey have built a thriving family business. They grow and sell flowers to the public through 2 florist shops run by their daughters, Margaret and Suzanne.
We have a total of 32 acres. It's nice silty soil which we bought specifically for growing flowers. We have 1.5 hectares of greenhouse. We started with empty paddocks, just horses and wire fences, and we planted all the shelter, put on all the infrastructure. There's about 30 of these greenhouses here. The main attraction was the soil type. We're on a silt mountain. Before, the river used to go behind us, and now it's in front of us, and it left this beautiful mound of river silt, and we're sitting right on top of it. So it's silt, sand, gravel, so the drainage is absolutely superb. It can stop raining and I can go out and rotary hay. I started growing vegetables first. We had an acre of land on another area just outside Palmerston North. We leased some land and grew fruit and vegetables, and we sold them at the gate. And then later on we decided we'd sell in town, and we opened up a couple of vegetable shops with a new marketing idea, which was to let people serve themselves and choose their own fruit and vegetables from bins. But within 2 years we had all these supermarket guys coming in there and taking photographs of all our bins and the way we were selling stuff. And I could see that they're going to copy, and within 2 or 3 years of us selling stuff in town, the supermarket started introducing, as you go in the door, a fruit and vegetable section. So I got out of fruit and vegetables. I knew there was a good market for flowers, probably better than fruit and vegetables, because you can handle a lot more flowers than you can sacks of potatoes. So just round the corner was a main route to the hospital, and there was a shop for lease there, all on its own. So I said, that's a good place for a flower shop. So I went and leased that and started selling flowers. Because we grow what we sell, we've got a shortened supply chain. In other words, we're picking today and they're going to the shop this afternoon. Most of them could be sold by the end of the day, and we're off to another lot the next day. Our market is through the 2 flower shops in town, so we basically control the flower market in Palmerston North because we sell such large volumes.
Mum and Dad are our main supplier. We sell as much of their product as we can possibly pack and bunch for the shop. The trends change all the time. At the moment, gypsophyll is really popular, whereas 5-6 years ago, we were hardly selling any of it. But Pinterest has a lot to do with things. That anything that comes in fashion on Pinterest generally rolls over into the shop, so it gives us an idea. We get a few ideas off that as well.
That creamy one with the yellow is quite nice, actually.
We're learning to take over the gardens, so we're spending most of our time, probably 80% of our time in the gardens now, and we come into the shops and work a couple of days a week, and then the rest of the time we're spent working in the gardens to learn everything off Dad. The knowledge we have of how things are growing and also treating of the flowers is really important, and we pass that on to the customers as well.
Yep, thank you.
We started growing sunflowers after we introduced them in 1994 at the first Ellerslie Flower Show. So we started growing them then, and we've been growing them ever since, but we've learnt a lot about how to grow them since then. And so we do succession sowing, and within each row there's a set of about 6 or 8 varieties of sunflowers, so that they don't all come ready on the same day within the same row. Each of these rows will last maybe 2 weeks of picking until the next one comes ready. We can sow these outside from the beginning of September through to the end of February, early March. Then after that we have to go inside to get what we call the shoulder season, which is greenhouse protection to get us the good flowers in the winter time. So they come July, August. If you feed them, they'll grow huge and tall and become ugly, so we don't feed them. Also, we can control the size of the flower by the closeness of the seeding, and we can also control the size of the flower by the amount of water that goes on them. This flower is Tweedia, botanical name Oxy Petelin, and we've introduced a white colour. There used to only be blue. This is very popular in Japan. I found it when I was over in Japan visiting a seed company. This white one is now used exclusively really in wedding bouquets and things like that. I see things that I think have got commercial potential. So I wander around in a plant place in Auckland, in a grower's place, and I see 2 or 3 things I say that's got potential as a flower or a greenery, and they've never used it before for those things. And I've introduced them here and they've been really great hits. People always want the basics, but there's lots of things that we keep bringing in, and they become popular for a while, or sometimes they stay, like the sunflowers have still stayed, but other things can come and go. Carnations, always a strong demand because they're available year round, and so they've got to have some sort of flower. Other things come and go. If you grew nerines, for example, you'd only have a few weeks, and then by the time you get to to sell them, or when people recognise them, they're finished. Whereas carnations we can sell year round. The toughest thing to get right is growing things on time and growing the right amount of product to meet the demand. We're controlled a wee bit by the weather. If it's cold, things are slow. If it's warm, things come fast, and we could miss particular targets. The future really is this place to continue on. I'll still have a place to pot around in, so I can sit on the tractor easily when I'm 85, it doesn't matter. So we'll continue to keep this, and the girls will just take more of a control over what we want to grow, when, and that sort of thing.
This program was made with funding from New Zealand On Air.